Alright, welcome in everybody. I'm Dave Show, and we're here looking at the preseason polls for the second season of the DSD, the Dave Show Dynasty. We're sitting here at number 8 Notre Dame because look at their letter grades. They're all A+. So I mean, what's holding them back from being ranked number 1? You can't do any better than straight A+, right? Well, maybe they got a tough schedule. Let's check it out. They open with 7 home games. First of all, Notre Dame is one of 3 FBS teams who have never played an FCS team in modern day college football. This video game has them opening with one. Then they've got Eastern Michigan, Indiana, and the University of Texas at San Antonio. Okay, there is no way NBC would let them get away with that. Then they've got the DSD Season 1 National Champions, number 5 Oklahoma, whose overall grade is a B+, so I'm guessing the Irish should be favored in that one as well, especially since that game arrives the week after OU's Red River rivalry game with Texas. 9 home games in all. Get out of here with that! The Dynasty's scheduling and rankings are out of control. If it weren't for this video game looking so cool and being so fun to play, and if it weren't so awesome to share this stupidity on YouTube, I would have thrown this thing in the garbage a long time ago. Which is what I did with all the old games. But here we are. I don't know for sure, but I think this game prides itself on user versus user interactions, whether it be hanging out with the fellas or through forums over the internet. But for a loner like me, I'm stuck here by myself obsessing over this crap. Not only is the schedule awful for Notre Dame, take a look at the Year 2 schedule for my Teambuilder school, the Dave Show University Truckers. For the second year in a row, our second game of the season will be at LSU. In what world, in what universe does this ever happen? We're in the SEC, and when having the option to create a custom schedule, conference games are locked, so I can't change it. It is set in stone. But this is just how this video game is. I mean, just look at these things. You got USC, who's never played an FCS team, opening with an FCS team. Georgia Tech finishes their season with 3 straight road games. Georgia gets 3 straight road games against ranked opponents, but I guess gets to recover with 5 straight at home. Iowa gets 4 road games in a row. All of Virginia Tech's non-conference games are against the Pac-12. Back to Notre Dame. Now, I'll never claim to be a football expert, but how do you not rank a team that grades straight A+ and has a schedule as pathetic as this? Does this video game not get it? What's going on here? It's like in the previous season of the DSD. Alabama's undefeated heading into the SEC championship game. Georgia ends up giving them their first loss. After the final BCS Bowl selections are announced, Alabama gets left out while Texas A&M, whose one loss was to Bama early in the year, gets in. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Also, Tulsa finished the season undefeated. I know, right? The real 2013 Tulsa team finished 3-9 and in a weaker conference. But what does the real world know? Anyways, Tulsa goes undefeated without a single win against a ranked opponent, and they shot all the way up to number 3. Oregon blasted them in the Rose Bowl, as seen in a previous video, and afterwards, the coaches poll was so impressed by the Ducks' domination of number 3 Tulsa, they voted Oregon as the number 2 team in the country, despite having 3 losses. Ugh! Speaking of overrated random mid-majors going undefeated, I was watching a Mr. Hurricane video, the main man here on YouTube in this niche, and he had a season that ended with Arkansas State and Marshall meeting in the national championship. I got comments on my Bowl Mania video from guys telling me about football powers in their dynasties being Army, Navy, Fresno State, Tulane, Louisiana Lafayette, Northern Illinois. Is this video game insane? Since realistic scheduling and rankings are obviously not a major priority in this thing, and since when I asked for feedback at the end of last season, and the majority of my comments requested more cupcakes, if you'd like to see the Dave Show Truckers bail on the SEC after this season and join the Sun Belt Conference, or better yet, become an independent and schedule only cupcakes for a ridiculous, legitimate shot at a national championship, go to the comments and
give me a hell yeah!
But at the same time, I did make a team named after myself, the Dave Show Truckers, and I bumped them into the SEC, and we wear Florida State uniforms, and Sparky from Arizona State is our mascot. So, what am I complaining about?